Hello, this is Alex from the National Weather Service in Pocatello with your Saturday, April 20th edition of the Southeast Idaho Weather Hazard Briefing. Taking a look at the main impacts expected here for the next few days. We're going to see a area of low pressure and cold front approaching from the west today. That'll kick off some scattered showers with isolated thunderstorms. The main threat with that activity today is the potential for some gusty thunderstorm winds in excess of 35 miles per hour and possibly some small hail. Tonight, those isolated showers and thunderstorms will become more widespread, and some areas of locally heavy rain will be possible, particularly on Sunday over portions of the area, with still an isolated thunderstorm threat, particularly towards the Wyoming border. Looking for that system to move off to the east Monday night with drier air moving into the region, and much cooler conditions will move in on Sunday. But it'll really only be one cool day, as by midweek we are back to the 70s again across the Snake Plain. And with the rain and the continued warm-up, that will promote some continued high elevation snow melt. So we expect streams and rivers to continue to be running high and fast. Taking a look at the planning timeline through the week, again, that thunderstorm threat across all of southeast Idaho today. We'll show you a forecast radar in a bit that might be able to give us a little bit better idea in terms of location. For Sunday, widespread showers, locally heavy rain, and even some mountain snow above mainly 7,000 feet over the central mountains. And that'll move off Sunday night like we talked about, leaving us with mostly the high flows through the week, particularly the Port Neuf River, from Topaz, the Pocatello, the Big Wood River in the Wood River Valley, and also the Snake River will be running high this week. Taking a look at that satellite picture here, we can see the area of low pressure just off the coast that'll be moving towards the Great Basin, and it'll eventually evolve into an area of low pressure, and that'll move through northern Utah on Sunday and eventually drift southward towards the Arizona desert by early next week. So let's take a look at that forecast radar now. We've actually already seen a brief thunder shower here at the Pocatello Airport this morning, and so look for that isolated activity to continue through the morning, generally moving off towards the northeast as we go through the morning. And most of these showers should just be brief here this morning. But notice by the time we get to around the 2 to 3 p.m. hour, if you look at some of these darker oranges and reds here that you notice, especially south of Burley, this indicates that thunderstorm potential. And those thunderstorms are expected to generally move northeast. So it looks like those areas from Burley to Pocatello point south see the best chance for the thunderstorm activity between about 3 and 6 p.m., with some of that spreading across the Snake Plain, and that eventually moves off to the north and east. If you look back to the west, you do see that potential for some additional thunderstorm activity over the eastern Magic Valley north towards Sun Valley, and we can see how that evolves as we go through the night. Now, by the time we get into later Saturday night, we talked about how the precipitation is gradually expected to evolve more into a widespread rain event, and you can see that transition happening, particularly into Sunday morning. By now, that area of low pressure is located just east of Wells, Nevada, and that moves into northern Utah through the day Sunday. Notice we're starting to see these blues creep into the picture here too. That indicates areas where we'll see some snow working into the higher elevations, an indication of how much cooler temperatures we'll get by Sunday. We see, too, some thunderstorms near the Wyoming border. Those could put down some small hail as well on Sunday. We can see how this evolves. Now, there is still some discrepancy in the models in terms of where this heavier rain is going to set up. Some are farther east towards Pocatello with this band. This is really one of the farther west ideas that we have. So it should set up anywhere between here and Pocatello. So we'll still have to pin down some of those details here over the next couple of hours. You can see how quickly that does wind down as we go through Sunday night, but I'll point your attention here near the Wyoming border where some additional snow showers are expected to linger through Sunday night into Monday morning, so possibly some snow for the passes for Monday morning there towards the Wyoming border. Here's a look at the forecast precipitation through the weekend. You can see areas generally from Burley to Pocatello and points south towards the Utah-Nevada borders are in line for a half inch to an inch of rain, possibly. Again, a little bit of uncertainty still on placement, but the potential is there for some areas to see an inch of rain and possibly even just over an inch of precipitation when you include the high elevation snow in the Albion mountains and southern hills there south of Burley. Temperatures will be mild still today in the upper 60s to low 70s across many of our valleys. We knock nearly 20 degrees off our high temperatures for Sunday, but temperatures are expected to be back on into the rebound and well into the 70s again over our valleys by midweek, continuing really through the week. Here's a look at that forecast for the Portneuf at Pocatello. The blue line here indicates the observed river stage. And notice it is creeping up to that minor flood stage of 8.5 feet, so it's running just a bit above forecast. So we'll keep an eye on that here this morning. And one more to show you, the Bigwood River at Haley is creeping into that action or bankful stage. Again, running just a bit ahead of the forecast. But nonetheless, you can see that the Portneuf River here at Pocatello forecast to be in that minor flood stage through at least midweek, if not beyond. And the Bigwood River at Haley forecast to be in that bankful stage, approaching minor flood stage by late in the week. That'll conclude the briefing for today. If you have any comments, questions, or feedback, we'll welcome those to the phone number or email address you see there. Thank you.